President Obama announced big changes to the immigration system. The president wants U.S. authorities to find ways to help undocumented immigrants before sending them off. Now steps have to be taken to avoid deporting them. ABC 7's Ashley Rodriguez is live to explain. Ashley?
Rick, an expert I spoke with today said this move prevents border agents from doing their job. Think about it. An agent's job is to keep immigrants from crossing illegally. But now the agent has the burden of trying to prove why the illegal immigrant should stay. It's a huge change in policy with many potential implications.
Never seen such a ideological shift in terms of how the government actors are supposed to conduct their duties. So it's a little disturbing because it is different.
When a Border Patrol agent stops an immigrant, the first question asked is, where are you from? The second is, are you entitled to enter or remain in the United States? If the immigrant can't provide a passport or papers, they are out of status and not entitled to enter the U.S.
As well as the news.
But under President Obama's direction, now it's the agent's job to find out if they qualify to stay in the country.
That's a pretty big departure from what the courts have said in the past and what historically has been done.
Victor Manjarres is the current Associate Director for the National Center for Border Security and Immigration at UTEP. He's a former Border Patrol chief and has worked for the Department of Homeland Security for more than 20 years. He's skeptical of the move, which some say will clear the clutter of deporting everyone and allow agencies to filter and deport criminals first and faster.
I could see conceptually where they would make that stretch and says, well, it would bring the true bad guys up to the front. But what happens if you don't have the resources to look for those true bad guys because you're so flooded with the huge number of people that may apply for this relief?
Agents will now have a checklist determining whether the immigrant is a parent of a U.S. citizen or a person illegally brought into the country as a child. These immigrants are protected under Obama's order. Manjarres says this opens the door for fraud, especially if that checklist is ever made public.
It's got to be demoralizing. I've received several calls from folks that are still in the profession. And that's the exact tone that's come out. Because, man, this is really frustrating. The term I heard quite often was, we can't do our job.
All agencies under the Homeland Security Department and Customs and Border Protection must abide by these new rules. I spoke with former Border Patrol Chief and Congressman Sylvester Reyes earlier today. He says it's the agent's duty to carry out the law, and the law requires them to look for protections immigrants qualify for. Back to you.
Ashley.